Hi everyone, and welcome back to Ottanta Passione. Good day, Melbourne, and here we are talking about the results of this day 10 at the Australian Open. Here with me, Maggie, as usual. How are you, Maggie?
Good day, Ale. I'm fine. How are you?
Well, let's say I had better days. It was quite intense. As you can see, I'm wearing this t-shirt, Grand Canyon, because it felt like going through the Grand Canyon, but unfortunately, I couldn't find the exit. At one point, I thought, I was able to do it, but unfortunately, but that's life. That doesn't matter. And how are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Did you have any chance to watch any match today or a little bit of the Australian Open?
No, nothing at all. Nothing at
Nothing,
all.
nothing at all. Okay, so eventually today we can start with the men's, if you don't mind. The
Okay.
men's results. They were playing, two quarterfinals from the bottom half of the draw. And let's start in a chronological order. The Russian clash that he was just played on the Rod Laver Arena when it was more or less 4 a.m. UK time, so 5 a.m. Central European time. Of course, I didn't watch that match, but I just checked the score on my smartphone. Early in the morning, and I watched some highlights and the press conference, and so we can basically show now what was the final score. So Daniil Medvedev seems, is on fire. He won his 19th consecutive match since the end of last year. He's on a 19 wins in a row since the Master 1000 of Paris-Bercy. Apart from the first set, it probably was a little bit more challenging. Both players were there, as you can see. From looking at the score of the second and the third, it was really overcoming his opponent. It was basically the rematch of the quarterfinal that they just played last September at the US Open. I believe the score was the same, three sets.
Really?
Yeah, not exactly. I remember very well. It was a 3 straight sets for Daniil Medvedev. How can I say, Rublev is a very powerful player, is someone who is trying, to hit a lot of winners to keep, the rally quite short. And Medvedev is a wall on the other side, as you pointed out, Maggie, correctly. It reminds a lot of Djokovic style. He's so tall also that it seems this, even if he, let's say, in terms of grace, is not the most elegant player to watch, but he's very, very effective in his style. He runs a lot and he can cover, the court from both sides. I think he's very, very solid with his backhand, but as well is improving the level of his forehand. And of course, for him now, this is a great opportunity. He's in the semi. He played as well the semi-final at the US Open, where in that case he lost against Dominic Thiem, that after was basically the champion of that Grand Slam. Let's see what's going to happen. For sure, on hard court, he finds himself, very, very comfortable. Probably is the most suitable surface for his game. Daniil Medvedev, that as well, it was quite funny and entertaining at the end of the match during his virtual interview with Barbara Schetz and Mats Wilander. Of course, they asked him. They said, how do you feel? Probably it seems that on a court you're running so much, but would you be able to run as fast as you do on court? out there eventually if you have to chase, other players. And actually, fun enough, apparently Daniil Medvedev said that he doesn't like walking at all. When he goes out shopping with his wife, apparently said, my wife would be able to walk for 20 kilometers. She's never tired, and she's complaining she doesn't want to go shopping with me because after 500 meters, I already feel sore in my legs. Yeah, so it was quite fun. He was sharing this story with about his relationship. He said, I'm not good at all at walking. I get tired very, very easily. So probably this is my kind of weakness. And at the same time, he was quite pleased to hear that from tomorrow, fortunately, the crowd will be back at the Australian Open. Yes, 7,500 spectators will be allowed, on court. Tomorrow, they're going to play all the matches on the Rod Laver Arena.
All of them.
Yeah, they're going to play the 2 women's semi-finals first, and I think around 8:30, so breakfast time, depending on how long it's going to take for the women, to finish their matches. Novak Djokovic, the world number 1, against Karatsev, the kind of the player who is surprising us, who started, from the qualification. He made his debut in this tournament, and it was the first time in the Open era, like we mentioned yesterday, that someone is reaching a semi-final in a Grand Slam. Also, when they asked Daniil Medvedev, are you going to give some tips to Karatsev how to beat, Djokovic? And he said, I think he's in the zone. He knows what to do. For sure, I have nothing to say to him. I want to leave him to focus on himself and try to enjoy the moment, because I think for sure tomorrow, this number 114 in the world, we try to make history in Melbourne. Let's see, because so far it's going to be 9th Australian Open semi-final for Novak Djokovic. In the 8 previous occasions, he won all the semi-finals that he played here in Melbourne. So let's see. For sure, I was quite surprised. I don't know if, Maggie, you had a look, but they were showing the career prize money of Karatsev. So far, it was something like 600,000 US dollars, and the prize money that he reached, he got so far, reaching the semi-final, was above that. So as you can imagine, for him, one tournament change everything in his entire life.
And presumably he will go up in the seeding as well.
Well, I believe so, because, I don't know exactly, but even if tomorrow is going to lose the semi-final, he's going to get 720 points in his ranking. I know that the moment, due to this situation, they're trying to protect the ranking. So I don't know how they're going to add the points to his current one. There is a kind of a completely new system, but I believe he will definitely go much upper in his ranking for sure. And fun enough, I was just looking, it's 850,000 US dollar as a prize money for reaching the semifinals. For the runner-up, both for men and women, is 1.5 million. Instead, for the winner of the tournament is 2.75 million. So as far as I know, basically they kept all the prize money the same, even compared to the previous years. And let's see what's going to happen, because there is a little bit of concern regarding the minor tournaments, other tournaments where probably they're going to have make some tough decisions, and even for the players, it's not going to be easy, because, as you know, Maggie, players have to pay for their own flights, accommodation, for personal trainer, for whoever is with them. So Let's see. I hope we're going through a very challenging time across the world. Of course, the tennis has just started and the season has just started. Let's hope, fingers crossed, that the rest of the tournaments that we'll be able to play. Even I keep receiving emails from the All England Club regarding Wimbledon. Just switching a little bit. As you know, there are basically three ideas: either for sure to go ahead with the tournament without spectators, with half capacity or full capacity. They said that they are going to make a final decision at the beginning of May. Right. I'm very keen. I'm very curious to know, because I was picked, in the ballot already last year. So I have tickets for the quarterfinals men on center court, and I really hope.
Very good.
It's something is going to go in my way. It's almost as difficult as winning at the lottery to be successful in Wimbledon ballot. So I really hope.
Don't let go of those tickets.
Yes, exactly. So yesterday, Maggie, I forgot, as you know, on this channel is quite a tradition to celebrate birthdays. Yesterday was John McEnroe birthday.
Oh, happy birthday, John.
What was one of his famous line? You cannot
be serious.
I love it. John is fantastic, particularly even after that I watch the film Borg versus McEnroe that he was released a few years ago. It was funny that when they interviewed John, I said, I know that the guy who's playing my role is a very nasty person, or this is what it seems. And he was, I think, Shia LaBeouf.
Oh, really?
I was playing, and it was funny just to hear from John. But for sure, he turned 62 yesterday. So happy birthday, John. I hope you are watching Good Day Melbourne on 80 Passione. Otherwise, all the episodes are here saved on my channel. So whenever you are free, you can watch them. And also today, we mentioned at the beginning of this format about a great man, a fantastic idol and symbol for everyone. I'm talking about Maggie, MJ23, Michael Jordan. Happy birthday today, 17th of February. He's turning 58 years old.
Happy birthday, Michael Jordan.
So I think it's he was born, at the right time, in the right month, because for sure we don't want to spoil anything, Maggie, but tomorrow we're going to celebrate 2 more birthdays. Very important, 2 people are very close to me, but I don't want to anticipate anything. As well on Friday, 2 more to come, 2 super special, and as well on Saturday. So as you can see,
lots of birthdays.
5 more birthdays to celebrate in the next 3 coming days until the women's final that will be played on Saturday. So as eventually, if it's okay with you, we can switch and we can keep, the momentum for the most important and most painful result and upset of the day. So just switching to the women, already from this result, I felt that something strange was going to happen. I don't know if it's because it's the 17th of February. I don't know, Maggie, if in the UK, the 17th is a bad number, is a bad luck, but in Italy sometimes it is. It was not Friday the 17th, but it was still 17th of February. So as you can see, the number 1 in the world, the home player, Barty, who Naomi Osaka wished to play against her, the women's final on...
That's not going to happen.
It was incredible. I'm speechless. The first set, she was absolutely dominating. After, in the second, apparently Muchova, the Czech Republic player, called a medical timeout. I don't know what was going on, if she was having problems, to breathe, or something was wrong. anyway, since she came back, the match turned, and I have to say, Barty was fantastic during her press conference. Total respect, an outstanding player on off the court, because she said, I don't want to find any excuses. If I lost, I deserve to lose. I don't think. Due to a medical timeout, if she asked for that, and as well the trainer or the umpire gave the medical timeout, it means that it was following the rules. Of course, at the same time, as you know, in other sports like basketball or volleyball or football, if one player is injured, after you can always ask another one to replace you on the pitch. Instead, in tennis, either they have to decide to pull out. So for sure, if they are entitled and they want to ask for a physio, someone to come on court, why not? So at this point, Muchova is still living her fairy tale after defeating Karolina Pliskova and I believe Elina Svitolina. She beat today the world number one. Fun enough, I don't know if you saw the tweet or the message via Instagram, the Rebel Wilson saying that apparently she was supporting Muchova, even if I know she's Australian.
She's Australian.
Because apparently, I don't know, they met at the US Open, they start, getting along very well. So it was quite strange and peculiar to see an Australian player to support a foreign one, but this is probably the beauty of sport, the beauty of tennis. They leave the challenge with a much more open. There is much more respect overall, and also you can see the way even players, even at the end when Barty was shaking hands with Muchova, I could see she was very genuine, and the way she was congratulating to her, and also as well she said, okay, it's not the end of the world. I lost, of course it's my home tournament, but for sure it's a learning experience. This defeat will make me stronger for the future. I need to move on. In tennis there is always a winner or a loser, not like other sports where like in football you can draw, and I need to move on. And also she said she doesn't know, she will decide in the coming weeks what she's going to do, if she will be traveling, because as you know, Maggie, there is a lot of speculation, and now the season is basically switching back to Europe. Indian Wells has been cancelled for the moment.
Really?
Yeah, they don't know if they're going to eventually play before or after the US Open. They need to still have to find the slot to see what's going to happen. And at the moment, only the Master 1000 of Miami is confirmed, that I believe is scheduled for the beginning of April. But apart from that, after, as you know, the majority of the season from the middle of April, since the Master 1000 in Monte Carlo, where the organizers confirm that they are going to play, but without spectators at all. So only the players will be allowed until the end of middle of July. Will be all in Europe, playing, several Master 1000. Still, they have to decide in Rome, in Madrid, in Barcelona. Plus, Roland Garros, again, let's see what's going to happen, and as well Wimbledon. And still, they have to decide what's going to happen with the Olympics.
Yes.
So for the players, a lot of big questions, a lot of question marks, a lot of things unknown. But we know for sure that we're going to have a very unusual semi-final on one side. Barty was defeated, so Muchova went through, and she will play her semi-final tomorrow against Pegula, who won the American Clash against Brady. Again, today probably you're going to see that in terms of path, the player who won the first set, the opener, after lost the match. So I don't know if it's kind of a bad karma or a bad routine. Anyway, there was a total respect between the two players, of course. Both coming from the same country, even they were showing before the match, before walking on court, they were kind of shaking hands or giving a high five. It's a very great spot to see in terms of ad for sport, in particular during such a challenging time. I think sport more than ever now is important, just to distract our routine and to give us some moments of happiness and enjoyment. So the match was quite tight. Both of them were trying, to produce their best shots, but after the long distance, Pegula managed, to go through. And so, as I mentioned earlier, she will play tomorrow. Jessica Pegula, her first semi-final in a Grand Slam against Muchova. It will be, fun enough, the first match on the Rod Laver. The second match, because the first match will be your hero, Naomi Osaka, against Serena Williams at 3 a.m. UK time. I believe probably you'll be asleep.
I will be.
You will get the results probably as soon as you get up. You're going to watch the highlights, and immediately after that match will be Muchova against Brady. And
is it Muchova's first time in a semi-final?
So is the first time. Sorry, I think I got confused. Yeah, Muchova the first time, but I meant to say Brady. Brady won. She lost the first set, and she will play tomorrow. As you can see, 6-2, 6-1, 6-2 in the second, 6-1 in the third. Yeah, for both of them, it's going to be their first semi-final in a Grand Slam. As good. Well, when the interview, Brady said it's incredible for me, unbelievable to be in a semi-final. On the other side, there is my hero, Serena Williams. I hope that before she retires, I will have the opportunity to play against her, I don't know, in a tournament, in a Grand Slam. It would be fantastic, but even a normal tournament would be incredible. So there is a total respect. We have basically two Americans on two different sides in the semi-final. So potentially we might have all an American USA final here in Melbourne. I don't know, Maggie. Yesterday, your predictions were very good, because now we're going to enter analyzing, the big upset of the day. But what are your predictions? What do you think, Osaka Williams?
Oh, I don't know. I'm going to support Osaka because I really like her. I just think Serena is too dominant at the moment. I mean, when is she not dominant, really? But I think she can see the final, she can smell it, and I think she might be too strong for Osaka. But I will be supporting Osaka.
Okay, so basically your prediction, you believe Serena in 2 or Serena in 3?
Maybe Serena in 3.
Okay, good to know. And instead, the other one, Muchova versus Brady, who do you think will win?
This one I can't call because I don't know either player. I think maybe the way Muchova came back possibly has given her confidence, and the fact that she was injured and then she came back and she won that match so strongly. Maybe she will have a little bit of edge over Brady, so I'll go for Muchova in 3.
Okay. Well, the point is just we forgot to mention that today was incredibly hot in Melbourne. It was 29 degrees, super humid. So this is why, considering that Muchova played when it was, I believe, very early in the afternoon, I don't know. To be honest, I need to check for the weather forecast tomorrow. As you know, in Melbourne, the temperature can change very quickly. 2 days ago, it was not so hot. Also, yes, it was still humid, but today I could really see players sweating, and it was very, very uncomfortable. And probably this is why I don't know. I have a little bit of concern regarding Muchova fitness, if she's going to be able to recover just within 24 hours. So I don't know why. I have the gut feeling that it might be an American final. So I believe Brady versus Serena Williams.
Okay.
Brady said she wanted to play against her idol. A better kind of a story served here in Melbourne. So if we want one of those movies, probably we have all the perfect ingredient for an incredible encounter. But for sure, yes, we have to consider the power of Osaka. I still believe, like you, that is going to be. I can't see, one player dominating in 2 sets. So I believe it's going to be for sure a 3 sets match. And also, just another information that we didn't provide at the beginning is the first time, Maggie, that this Australian Open was played entirely in the month of February since 1932.
Oh gosh.
And also, I don't know if you are aware that basically the Australian Open before was played on grass. It was until 1987. It was the
87.
same. Yeah, the same was for the US Open. So basically, we had 3 out of 4 Grand Slams played on grass. Only Roland Garros stayed, always on clay. And after, I believe, they decided to change the surface because in terms of maintenance, it was much easier to have a hard court.
Yeah.
Probably, I have to say, now we have less specialists on grass, because if you consider they play only probably for 3 weeks, no more than 1 month per year. The 500 tournaments, either Queens or the one in Germany before the Wimbledon. It's such a shame, because I like, when they play on grass, on clay, because
yes, I like
more tactical. They have to think. There is more a strategy, where, on a hard court, it's more like a boom, 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 big serve and big shots. Anyway, now let's switch. I don't know if you want to add anything else on the women, Maggie.
No, that's it. 2 good matches to look forward to.
Okay, so now let's switch to the very painful one, the one that started well but ended like I felt like being on the Titanic. There was no hope, and the ship was going down, and unfortunately even my favorite player, and I'm talking about the quarterfinal that was played as a last match on the Rod Laver Arena. It was a 4 hours match. Rafael Nadal, the world number 2, managed, to secure the first 2 sets with style, with a score of 6-3, 6-2. He broke Tsitsipas, I believe, in the 8th game of the first set of the opener, and after he was quite confident on his serve. And since then, apart the first 6 games of the match, he started producing an unbelievable tennis, a lot of winners, and he got even 2 breaks in the second set, and he was leading 2 sets up against Stefano Tsitsipas. Also, they were showing, statistics, and this is why I never like when commentators they are bringing up during a match these statistics. They were saying only 2 times Rafael Nadal lost when it was 2-love up. It was in Miami, 2005. In that case, it was a Master 1000, and he lost against Roger Federer. From the following year, from 2006, they switched the Master 1000 at the best of 2 sets out of 3. So as you can imagine, Rafa finished, the best of 5 on Master 1000. Otherwise, he would have that Master 1000 under his belt. And the other time was in 2015 at the US Open, when he lost against the Italian Fabio Fognini. So what can I say? For sure, I believe, you remember yesterday, Maggie, when I was mentioning about Alexander Zverev, who was too passive during his match against Novak Djokovic. He was waiting too much for Djokovic mistakes or unforced errors. Well, let's say in the first 2 sets, for sure, Stefano Tsitsipas was too aggressive, too much. He was, I think, too impatient. He was making a lot of unforced errors, and I think even he was not taking advantage of the fact that he was more rested than Rafa, because he took advantage of Berrettini's walkover in the last 16. By the way, before his quarterfinal, I saw Rafa talking to Berrettini and trying, to wish him all the best, and he was talking about his injury back in 2009, very similar to his injury. So as well, from this point of view, I think Rafa is a true ambassador, is very sympathetic towards all of his players. Like he always said, yes, sometimes I might have some arguments with some of them. It happened, I don't know, once with Kyrgios, another time with Fognini, but I don't want to keep bad feelings. We are here at the Happy Slam, so I am like a happy person, and I want to be, in a good relationship, in a good mood with everyone. So even from this point of view, it's very nice and always great to hear these comments from Rafa. And if we just look basically at the numbers, because as I was saying, in terms of aces, even Rafael Nadal was serving very well, because in the first 2 sets, he produced the majority of his aces, and even in the third, because at the end, basically, Tsitsipas finished the match with 17 aces, Rafa 15. Only 2 double fault for the Spanish champion and 0 for Tsitsipas. In terms of winners, just to give you an idea, the quality of tennis produced by Rafa, he did 58 winners versus 49 on Tsitsipas. So as you can imagine, at the beginning, when he was, less tired, let's say, there was much more footwork, fuel in his tank. Rafa was producing incredible shots. In particular, his forehand was on fire. He was hitting a lot of cross the court, inside out, down the line. So, and Tsitsipas was getting impatient, because, like I mentioned to you yesterday, Maggie, the tactic most of the time was trying to open the court, hitting with his forehand on Tsitsipas' one-hand backhand, and after, when Tsitsipas was in a corner, basically to damage him with a forehand down the line. And even in terms of unforced errors, 38 for Tsitsipas and 42 for Rafa. So in terms of, he had a if math is not an opinion, a plus 16 overall. Instead, Tsitsipas only plus 11. So as you can see, even in these statistics, Rafa was ahead. And in terms as well of break points, Tsitsipas converted 2 out of 5 and Rafa 3 out of 4. Because at that point, starting from the third set, both of them started serving Tsitsipas for sure better than he was doing before. But Rafa was incredible, because on 6 serving games, he secured 5 of them to love, and only on the last one, on the 16th, basically he gave a 15. So they started basically the tie break. The first to make a mistake, an unforced error, was Tsitsipas. But at that point, I think that Rafa, I would expect, even Rafa during his press conference pointed out that he had to finish to close the match, because when they started playing the tiebreak was more or less a little bit above the 2 hours. And he started, making, in particular, 3 very bad unforced errors. 2 of them, one was basically on one, I think it was 1-0, a smash that basically he hit and he finished, he landed very far away from the baseline after another very easy forehand on the score, I think, of 2-1 up. It was quite easy and was not needed, to use so much power. It just hit the net. And as well, another smash over the head on the score, I think, of 3-all. To be honest, I was surprised. I don't know if you heard the commentators during the match. One asked the other, "What do you think? Who has a better serve, Djokovic or Nadal?" And the commentator answered Nadal. So I think either he added something in his cup of tea, because to be honest, as you know, I am a great fan of Rafa, but this is crazy to say that Rafa has a better serve than Djokovic. Djokovic improved Novak's serve so much. As I mentioned, I think he's very underrated, and also he can serve very, very fast on a second. Even during the tournament, even with his intercostal problem, abdominal problem, is serving very fast, even 190, 192 kilometers. But also is very accurate. You can see that Rafa doesn't feel relaxed when he's serving. So during the set, normal games, either he can manage to break the opponent earlier. Otherwise, if they go on a tie break, it's not a coincidence that last year he lost in the quarterfinal against the Dominic Thiem here in Australia in 4 sets, and he played 3 tie breaks and he lost all of them. He did the same at the ATP finals in the round robin. He played 2 tie breaks against Thiem. In particular, in the first set, in the opener, he was leading, I think, 5-2, 5-3 up, and he lost. The same in the semi-final against Medvedev. First, he went, serving for the match to reach the final, and he lost that game to Love, and also he lost the tie break. So it's quite evident in all his entire career. So I am here just, either commentators or people or expert or whatever, they need to do their homework and to study about Rafael Nadal. I've been watching all of his matches since 2005. Even if you look at the incredible final that he won at Wimbledon against Roger Federer, he lost the tie break in the third and in the 4th set. The same other times in Australia, even when he won against Djokovic at US Open 2 finals, is because he won, I think, 6-3 or 7-5. So he managed to break Djokovic before. I believe, I'm sorry, to say that, but if he goes on a tie break, it's kind of a deja vu. I already know, even at Wimbledon, the semi-final in 2018, where he played against Djokovic in the 3rd set, that I think was the turning point of the match before the suspension. And again, from that point, I believe Rafa started losing a lot of confidence. They were showing another statistic. Every time that the rally was getting longer, it was going above 9 shots. Rafa was always losing the rally. He didn't have any more break point until the end. And in the 10th game of the 4th set, when he was on serve, on the 9th he was broken, and after Tsitsipas went on serve and he leveled the match 2 sets all. At that point, anything could happen. I knew that, unfortunately, now this is another aspect. Rafa is going to turn 35 this year. I believe Tsitsipas will turn either 23, 24. So when there is an 11 years gap between two players, and someone like Tsitsipas is a very physical player, there is no contest. I know that we all love Rafa or Roger. Probably only Novak is the only one that it seems that he's still fighting against his age. He is refusing, to lose, and also he can manage, to match with this player, because Djokovic had more or less the same kind of situation at the last Roland Garros. He was in leading 2-0 against Tsitsipas. Tsitsipas came back in that occasion. Probably the fact that he got a little bit injured, that Tsitsipas gave a better opportunity to Djokovic, to win the decider and to reach the final. Anyway, at that point, the leitmotif was always the same. Rafa was struggling to keep his serve, a lot of 30 all. A couple of times he really had to save basically break points. I think at one point he was coming from love 40 down, but I think he was quite inevitable. Again, probably Rafa was trying to reach the tie break, but as you can imagine, Maggie, more the match was getting longer, more my expectations and feelings, even if he reached, I know that the super tie break is the best of 10 points, who knows, but I could see that every time that Rafa was entering into the rally, Tsitsipas was in control from his backhand, forehand, and he was producing a lot of winners. Of course, there was a lot of frustration in Rafa, and you can see that he was trying, to hit a lot of winners, a little bit to go against his nature. I know that he has improved and he has made a lot of changes in his game over the last years, but I still believe that in particular on a hard court is quite difficult, in particular when the matches are getting longer. Anyway, at that point, Tsitsipas went on serve. I think he was 30 love after Rafa did 30 all. He got a first match point. Rafa saved the first match point. After he had the second match point, Rafa saved another match point. In that case, Rafa had a break point, but Tsitsipas was fantastic with a very powerful serve. And after on deuce, probably it was just the image of the match. At that point, I just realized, okay, it's done. When Rafa, he just had like an easy smash by the net, and he hit the... he didn't even pass the net with his and after on the following serve, after I believe 3 or 4 shots, Tsitsipas ended with the style, with a backhand down the line winner. At the end, when even they asked him on court, how do you feel? What are your thoughts? And blah blah blah. He said, "I'm speechless. I don't know what to say." And he needed a couple of seconds. With Jim Courier, who was interviewing him, he was saying, I don't know what I've done. Probably I'm going to realize only tomorrow. Now I need, sometimes to rest, to recover, because for sure against Daniil Medvedev is going to be an incredible battle. On one side, I gotta be honest with you, Maggie. I believe if probably Rafa today won in 3 sets, okay, he would be cool to try, to compete and challenge against Daniil Medvedev. But when I saw the match, even if he managed to win today, I believe his chances to win the tournament with Medvedev in a semi-final, they would be very, very physical. At the moment, he's on fire, and he wouldn't, gift Rafa with the 2 sets like Tsitsipas did today. Plus, on the other side, I know Karatsev at the moment is on fire, is living his own dream, but I still believe Novak Djokovic the favorite tomorrow. So winning in a row, 5 sets Tsitsipas after Medvedev semi-final, having 1 day less than Djokovic to recover for the final, because Djokovic plays tomorrow, the final is on Sunday, so he will have 3 days to recover and potentially, the winner of the other semi-final, if Rafa went through, only 2. Again, I'm looking at the glass half full and not half empty. Also, I would like just to mention a few things that Rafa said, if it's okay with you, Maggie, during his press conference, because once again, I know I love him on court, but I think I love him even more off court for always the nice words, the message that he's sending in terms of example to everyone. Also, I love the fact that he's not the best, even on tour, to speak English. Probably Djokovic, Federer, other players speak a better English than him. But even in this, I see myself in Rafa. So when he was asked, what do you think? Do you think you are kind of cursed here in Australia because you are so unlucky? You went so close, but you went through so many injuries in this tournament. He said, I don't think I'm cursed here in Australia. We get in life what we deserve. I had my chances, but I was not able to convert them. There isn't another explanation. Today, Stefano was the best player. Was I tiring? Was my back stiff? Not at all. I was, probably not in the best shape of my life, but I gave everything. Chapeau to Stefanos. He deserves to be in the semi-final. Of course, it was very humid today. I couldn't afford, those 3 mistakes in the tiebreak. So I know that if I want to win against such a talented player on such high level in a quarterfinal, a Grand Slam, I can't afford to make those mistakes. And also they even asked him, because yesterday Djokovic, Zverev, they pointed out about the quarantine, the situation has to change. What do you think, Rafa? Are you with them regarding the quarantine? And again, Maggie, listen to his comments. He said, I don't see where is the problem, because at the moment the situation is unclear. I'm not aware about any other quarantine to be introduced in any other tournaments that we are supposed to play in Europe. We need to realize that we are all facing across the entire world a very tough situation. There are people that they are really suffering. Also, there are governments that they are going through very tough decisions every day. So, and they are changing rules, and there are different, protocols every, 2 weeks. So we are in front of a choice. Either we stop the tour or we keep playing. But at the same time, we have to take into account that a lot of people are around the tennis, not only the players. If we stop, a lot of people will lose their jobs. They are not going to be able to afford it. It's going to affect them. It's going to damage them. So we need to think bigger, not only for ourselves. We need to protect the players, but at the same time, all the people are around this sport, all the people who make this possible. We need to adapt to this difficult time, and we have to be grateful to life, to what we get every single day. So I can only say to you, Maggie, that if today Rafael Nadal lost his match, once again, he won for me, because whatever he says is not obvious. He's not saying that because he wants, to please the people, because he wants, to have fans on his side, but because he really believes in what he's saying. So I don't know, what is your comment, Maggie? What is your opinion regarding Rafa and his statement?
Well, I can't really add anything. I think I agree with you. I think once again he's shown his caliber and his style off the court. Not only, he didn't find any excuses for his lost day, and he's spoken very true and wise words again. So yeah, hat off to him. He's such an ambassador. He's such a role model, and yes, I completely what he said. I completely agree with him.
And also, it was funny, was the last question, and as well, I think it was a great answer. He said, do you think you have been unlucky in life, in particular here in Australia? And after he said, what is being unlucky? Well, what do you mean? It's like he said, I really believe there is something, that we can't always find a reason in life for everything. He said, for example, in 2014, before the final, I got injured. And he said, what is the explanation? I was playing great. I did a fantastic preparation. I came here, I was on fire, and I lost. And he said that now I did a fantastic pre-season. I trained very well in Mallorca. I trained fantastic in Adelaide, and as well, he wanted, to thank all the organizers, how they welcome him. And after he said, I flew over to Melbourne, and for 20 days I had a back stiff. He said, I can't find a reason. I learn, and as well, the education that I received from my uncle, from my parents, or whatever, I need to accept things in life. I consider myself a very lucky person, and the only thing that I know, I have to keep going, keep trying my best, because basically said, I'm not obsessed from winning Grand Slams. Of course, I am a competitive person, otherwise I wouldn't play on a professional level. But he said, it's not my obsession, because I think in life we need an healthy, ambitious, otherwise you might feel frustrated and unhappy in your life. I always try to give my best. I want to go home knowing that I gave everything. And he said, you have to find a balance in life. I did, and for me, my personal happiness, the happiness of my family, people around me, people who are suffering right now in Spain, is more important than winning titles or winning, tournaments or receiving personal achievement. So once again,
yes, well done, Rafa. That was a very silly question to ask him.
I know, but
I do wonder sometimes.
Yeah, but even the answer that he gives,
the answer was brilliant.
People wonder why Roger and Rafa are so loved. Again, they always, for me, give like a genuine message on court and off court. They are not obsessed with winning. They even share now the same number of Grand Slams. And for what they said several times, if we don't win more Grand Slams, who cares? We already achieved more than we could possibly think. Even Roger, when they interviewed him, they said, I would be happy just with one Wimbledon. And he won 8 of them. And Rafa won 13 Roland Garros, apart from all the other 7 that he won, 4 US Open, 1 Australian Open, and 2 Wimbledon. So from this point of view, I hope just, to have them longer on tour, just to try to enjoy their statements, the interview, what they do, even for the sport and in general as ambassadors across the world. Now, I don't know, Rafa is supposed to play because he registered for the, I think, Master 500 in Rotterdam. I don't know if now he's going to change a little bit in schedule, depending as well on what they're going to decide. Let's see, even here in the UK, we have Boris Johnson, who next Monday will let us know what's going to happen with this lockdown, what is going to, if something is going to reopen or kids will go back to school. So about this, we need to be patient. About tennis, we just are 24 hours in 24 hours, we are going to know for sure who are going to be the women's finalist and who is going to be the first finalist for the men of this Australian Open between Novak Djokovic and Karatsev. Just see you tomorrow, Maggie. I don't know if you want to say goodbye or...
Yes, see you tomorrow. Have a good day and good evening, everyone. And we look forward to more tennis tomorrow.
Same place, same time, 4:30 p.m. UK time, 5:30 p.m. Central European time. Stay tuned because, like I usually say, tennis never sleeps on 80 Passione. Ciao e vamos Rafa!